Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zico, and in today's video we're going to talk about how you can reduce the cost of your MBA application as an international student. So personally, when I applied to an MBA program in the cycle of September 2022 to April 2023, I was able to reduce my MBA cost by 40%, basically, from the standard $1,000 that you are typically required to spend. I was able to reduce that by about 40%. And in this video I'm going to tell you about how I did that, and hopefully you can use some of the tricks I used, although when I did that I didn't know they were tricks. But if it served me well, I don't know why it can serve you even better, right? So one of, as we've already covered in previous video, the different areas that you're going to be required to spend. Really, you're going to have the credential evaluation of all your academic transcripts, your test scores for language proficiency tests and the GMAT or GRE exam. You're going to have the application. All in all, if you just go for the most necessary expenses, you're going to be required to pay somewhere close to $1,000. And if you add additional expenses, extra sessions of the GMAT or GRE, more practice tests, and admissions consultant, then you're going to rack up a bill that is as high as $3,000 even. So it's very pricey, and if you can find a way to reduce that, then use that way, right? So these are the different things that I did for the various stages. When it came down to preparing for the GRE, because I read the GRE, I understood that paying for an online prep course, paying for prep materials, all of these are going to come in at a cost that I couldn't afford. So I decided to turn to Z Library. On Z Library, I was able to find previous issues of prep materials such as Kaplan, Princeton Review. Find the current 2023 edition, but I was able to get the 2020 edition, 2021 edition, and even 2019, 2018 editions. Yeah. So the advantage there was I still had the content in terms of, hey, this is how you can study, tips and tricks to answer each question. I was able to get 2-3 free practice tests by going to resourcing to this method. The disadvantage here is that because these are available resources to everyone, the perks that come with buying one in a library are not there anymore. And really, what are these perks? Online bank. You see, with these prep materials, they are sold in a way that every copy that is printed and sold has a code that gives you access to a bank of questions online, and those banks they are even better and better depending on the tutor that you get, right? So if you use the Manhattan Prep Bank, it's going to be all the way better than the Kaplan test or the Kaplan test bank, right? And it's probably even going to be better than the Princeton Review question bank. Anyway, this is not about comparing the strength of the question banks, but I'm just saying that if you had to go to the library and buy a current edition, then you're going to get access to an updated question bank. But if you're not doing that, then you're going to just get what is inside a book, and what you get inside a book is just how to study for each chapter. And if you're lucky enough to get 1 practice test or 2 practice tests there, you're going to find those there and you can start using it. Another disadvantage of using this method really is that the practice tests that you're going to find in the book are not adaptive. you'll find that some of these books, you will see them on the cover. It's written there 6 full length tests, but inside the book you only have 2 full length tests, and the 4 others are online. If you get the four that are online, then those 4 ones are going to be section adaptive, just like the GRE is supposed to be. And I know GMAT resources also also have the same trick, right? If you just stick to what is inside the book, yeah, you're going to learn. But if you're able to get what's online, it's going to mimic the real test as much as it possibly can. But again, we are here to cut costs. We're not here to really sell you on spending more, right? So that's one part where I was able to save myself a couple hundreds of dollars. I downloaded previous outdated issues of the various prep materials, and I didn't I didn't sign up to any prep course online. I basically went to a YouTube channel, Yash Mitra, got an idea of how I should plan my work, how I should lay out my work over the weeks that I had set for the preparation of my exam. And that's how I sat down, and basically I just studied until I went through the exam. Another area where I was able to cut big on the cost is the application fees. Usually application fees are anywhere between $150 to $350, right? On average, an application fee is going to cost you $250 per school on average. And one, I applied to 4 schools and I didn't pay a single application fee, just because I earned application fee waiver. Unbeknownst to me, I was going to, for each school that I was going to apply to, I signed up to online webinars, and after every webinar I was receiving an email saying, hey, we appreciated you coming in and joining on the webinar. So as a thank you, here's a code that you can use as a fee waiver once you're done completing your application. We're really glad to see you, and I hope we can hear from you. So all of that. So, and basically that's how I end up having 4 application for fee waivers that I applied through all my applications, and I didn't spend a single dollar on any application fee. So that's one thing that I'm going to recommend to you is, when you're applying, make sure that before you send your application, take a webinar. Some schools, I know some schools do not give application fee waivers, but most schools do, and if they do, then you definitely want to take advantage of them. Some schools do not give application fee waivers for assisting or attending a webinar. You have to get in contact with an admissions counselor or advisor at the school, and through the conversation he's going to recommend, or he's going to suggest, hey, yes, a fee waiver, take this. Or you can put in a request. Some schools have that method in place, or that form in place. Say, hey, if you think you're eligible for a fee waiver, then do put in a request, and we're going to send you a response within 3 to 5 business days. Usually it looks something like that, right? So that's another area where you can save yourself somewhere around $600, $800, depending on the number of schools that you're applying to. It can be even more, right? And another area where I was able to save, yes, the same thing I did for the GMAT, I did for the TOEFL, because I had to take a language proficiency test. So I didn't go to and I would say for the TOEFL, what I did for the TOEFL, I didn't even bother getting resources for the TOEFL. I said, okay, since I'm studying for the GRE, and the GRE is notably harder than the TOEFL, I started by studying the verbal section of the GRE exam. Once I was done with the verbal section of the GRE exam, I went through what was expected of me during the TOEFL exam. I said, okay, understand that. And I took my TOEFL, I got my score, then I moved on to prepare for the quantitative part of the GRE exam. And basically, yeah, So that's how I was able to, I guess, finesse my way from spending spending 800 $1,200 that I personally didn't feel like I was capable of bringing or coming up with at the moment. I was applying for admissions into an MBA program. So these are the methods, or these are the tricks. So these are the tricks that I used, which I recommend that you give a look and maybe a try if you find yourself financially challenged by the cost of the MBA application. And in which case any of these work for you, I wish you all the best in applying for admissions into your dream MBA program. And I hope you do get that admission and get every honor that you deserve along the way. If you love this video, please consider dropping a like, subscribe for more videos to come on the topic of applying to an MBA program in the US as an international student, because that's what we do here. I talk about my experience applying to an MBA program in the US as an international student, so that you can learn and hopefully your own experience can be a lot better than mine was. So see you in the next video, and peace.